The following broadcast is a presentation of iRacing Motorsport Simulations live on PTR TV. We'd like to thank all of our partners for their support.
He may get the run on the outside, off of the back straightaway. 26 and Hallmark trying to go 3 wide. No one's going to let them.
Talking and bobbing and weaving down the back straightaway, looking for a way around. The 5 machine trying to take a look underneath the 3 car. He's going to dive it in down to the bottom. A huge move down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Back bumper. Can anything happen through the tri-oval? Walker Thomas to the inside. Here he comes to the outside. Side by side through the tri-oval. The 14, it's going to be a photo finish to the line. Who's going to get it?
Walker Thomas. Machine coming out of turn number 4. Tiller looking to go 3 wide, almost 4 wide. He's going to try to look for a gap. Bobbing and weaving for the lead down through the tri-oval.
Photo finish.
2 by 2. The 65 gets the win. Hello and welcome, race fans, back to Primetime Racing TV. Here tonight, back with the Hardline Racing League Contender Series from Watkins, Glen International Speedway. The first race of the chase here tonight in the booth, as always, I'm Brandon Krutz, Corey Silva, and Evan Black. Corey Silva doubling as our tech producer here tonight. So guys, the first race of the chase here for the Contender Series. We're on a road course for the first race of the chase in the Contender Series. What do you guys come to expect?
Well, I'm going to correct you on one thing, it's the playoffs.
Well, you know, same thing.
But for the few road courses that we've done for these drivers so far, it looks like Thomas Bressy has been the driver to beat, and it's looking like it's going to be just like that tonight.
Yeah, we've had a couple road course races. We went to Sonoma in the Cup car. We went to Road America. I always want to botch that. Road America we went to in the Xfinity car, and both times was a Thomas Bressy just runaway victory. Not so much at Sonoma, but again, now that we're in the playoffs and the money is on the line, or soon to be, I expect that 24 to take the crown, but you never know what could happen.
Bressy to the top of the charts by 1.4 seconds over second place Nick Massey.
Wow. That is a hearty margin right there.
While we have a brief moment, one thing I would like to advertise super quickly is going to be our Saturday show. It's going to be Week in the Rear View here live, or it won't be going up live. It'll be pre-edited, but it will be going up on Saturday afternoons. So yeah, Week in the Rear View, basically going back with a recap of each week in the leagues that we cover, and maybe even a couple that we don't if it is done by request. But yeah, I'll be running that. Maybe have some interviews with guys, and obviously a little bit more attention to our sponsors as well. So couldn't do it without them, and you know, it'll be a weekly show. So check it out. It's every Saturday afternoon.
Looking forward to that, and we also want to thank for today's camera views. We want to thank Track Cams for Gourmets by Istvan Baloo. You can check him out at facebook.com/trackcams, and you can talk to him about getting these fantastic views that you will be seeing tonight from the Watkins Glen International Raceway. But that looks like qualifying is about to wrap up. I don't see anybody else left on the circuit right now, so we will just wait for the few seconds to pass by and get you the starting lineup. Alright, and there it is. Qualifying has ended. The drivers will assemble themselves onto the grid, and let's get you the starting lineup here for the Hardline Contender Series first race of the playoffs. On the pole, as we discussed, is the number 24 of Thomas Bressi with his 1 minute 15.077 second lap. Nick Massey on the outside pole. Then we have Matthew Bell and Colin Fern. Walker Thomas and Nick Olson in the third row. Tyler Hensley and Jacob Adams, both chasers, in the fourth row. And then rounding out the top 10 is Josh Adams and Chris Wright.
In Bridal Pride starting in 11th, Ryan Hart's in 12th. Casey Shue in 13th. Rusty Cable is outside. And then Cahill Holmes in 15th. And then Barry Mobosco, Patrick McLaurin, Cole Borgstadt, Cody Tabor, and Cole Bagunia running out the field in 20th.
20 drivers here at the Watkins Glen International, 11-turn road course here in New York. Let's see the track conditions here today. The weather, rather, is 78 degrees in the air, 104 on the track. Wind pretty negligible. That is nothing out of the ordinary. It's going to be a 40-lap race. Should get over pretty quickly here. Less than 100 miles of racing here tonight.
And one thing to point out, Cole Bagunia is not currently in this race session. He is one of the playoff drivers.
Yeah, he is on the list, but he has yet to actually make his presence known into the room, into the grid, as Evan said, so that is going to put him severely behind in the playoff adventure if he is not able to get himself in very quickly. And something that we have also seen with the Hardline guys on their road races, remember they do have a stage, but they usually run it under green. We will be having a caution come out for the stage in tonight's race, and I believe Evan may know what lap that is.
Yes, the stage will be ending on lap 15.
Did you just run back from the booth to find that out?
No. I ran down there to see what happened to Bagunia. And no one knows.
So, yeah, very interesting turn of events here. Cole Bagunia, not currently here. You know, could it be a real-life emergency? Could be anything. But if any of our audience knows what happened to him, please let us know. We would like to know.
Yeah, we come to know and love the drivers who we see in this league every week, and Bagunia's obviously up front, going for these wins, having these exciting battles, keeping himself in the points lead. He's been battling Shane Tarrant for that points lead for the majority of the season, so we do hope he can get in here soon enough to maybe catch the break on the stage yellow and get himself back into the mix.
So these guys are doubled up, stacked up, and ready for the start here. The Hardline Racing League Contender Series, the first race of the chase here from Watkins Glen. And yeah, we see Thomas Bressi in qualifying significantly faster than the rest of the field. Something we've come to know and love on these road courses is the speed that Thomas Bressi can carry all throughout the race. So should be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah, I do remember at Sonoma he had quite the challenge. I'm struggling to remember who the driver was, but
Fenlison. That was Michael Fenlison.
Yes, there was a tire strategy going on, and I do know Fenlison was giving him the hardest challenge he could give him, but it wasn't enough in the end. Fenlison not in tonight's race, so I do know Cody Griffin thought he had something to race with tonight, but Griffin also not in the show, so we'll see who's going to step up, if anybody, as we come through turn number 11, get this race underway.
Pace car ready to make the hard turn down into pit lane here at Watkins Glen International Raceway. There it goes. These guys are on the throttle. Green flag in the air.
95 Bell got a pretty good start, but Nick Massey did not get going as the 90 is looking to go 3 wide of Colin Fern.
Thomas Bressy pulling away. They're going to be side by side behind him. That's going to be the 20 and the 95. They straighten things out for the S's.
Yeah, you don't want to go side by side through the S's.
Oh, wreck. Walker Thomas in the grass.
Walker Thomas in the 12 machine. Issues.
Keeps that thing straight.
Try to go back on the
He
replay.
has damage to his race car, however. Yeah, looked like going into the S's, he got loose himself.
He hit the curb,
contact.
into the curb, hard into the wall.
Looks like he's going now once again, but he's got some damage, and it wouldn't surprise me if there was a little bit of suspension damage to that vehicle.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more damage than that to that vehicle, but you can already see Bressy out to a 2-second lead, and we haven't even finished the first lap.
I do want to point out Cody Tabor is already wrecked.
Poor Cody.
Out of the S's, hard into the wall.
Well, he called it. Didn't think it was going to be that early, but Cody Tabor himself said that he was going to wreck out early.
Oh, yeah, he did. Well, we have the time here as it's a little bit spread out. We can see coming through the S's. Tabor, oh, looks like, trying to see here what caused it. He just got loose off the right-hander coming onto the back straightaway.
So a couple of early wrecks here in this race already. So far, we are caution-free. No cautions out here tonight.
And you can, just as a note, you can tell the chase drivers, the playoff drivers rather, in the ticker. They are denoted by their orange and black numbers just to make that easier to see for you at home.
Something really quick would like to point out, there will be, unlike the other ones, for the road courses, this league does throw caution at the end of the stage for road courses only. And also, if there is a wreck involving 3 or more cars, it will bring out a full course yellow.
Looks like Nick Massey went through the grass in the bus stop, but he got it going, just lost a few positions.
So some guys struggling early, but not Thomas Bressy, that's for sure. Thomas Bressy is holding a solid lead right now.
4 seconds in these 2 laps.
Oh my goodness. I've never. But Matthew Bell already has a little bit of a gap over Colin Fern in the 3rd spot, but there is quite the gaggle going on from about maybe 4th to 8th. Everyone's pretty tightly packed right here coming through the S's. Oh, it's 0-0, hard into
Olsen.
Hard into the wall, contact with a 20, he's backwards up against the outside barrier. Heavy wrecked for Nick Olsen. Oh no, he's waiting to get turned around. This will not bring out a yellow flag.
Yeah,
the full course yellow does not fly.
He just got loose and then hard into the left side barrier there. He got hit by, I can't quite tell who it was, but
that would be the 20 machine, I believe.
Kyle Zimmer.
Yeah, Kyle Zimmer. Wow, lot of damage for that 20 machine as well. I'm surprised that didn't bring out a full course caution, but it was only about 2 cars involved in that.
Patrick McClure, heavy damage to that number 81 machine as well.
Olsen coming to a stop outside of the bus stop. It looks like his night is going to be on. Unbelievable. Nick Olsen was not in the chase, and neither was the other driver involved, so would like to point out that the other driver involved was Nick Massey. It was not Kyle Zimmer.
Looks like the closest battle on track right now is between LaPrade and Chris Wright, back for 7th and 8th.
So Pratt in the 14 as they exit the carousel right here. You can see heavy damage to, oh, somebody else. The 88, Joshua Adams, in the wall at the exit of the carousel.
Yeah, he got loose and to the inside barrier he went, down off the carousel. A lot of guys that's happening to tonight so far. He's got some damage on his race vehicle now. Still held the position though, I do believe. I would like to point out that Colin Fern is starting to catch Matthew Bell for second place.
Yeah, he's running a little bit quicker each lap. Only about half a second off the back bumper of Matthew Bell.
So this could come down to a battle for the second position. Also not lurking too far behind from that is Jacob Adams in the 8 machine. So, yeah, Thomas Bresci, I am absolutely amazed by the speed that he's carrying here tonight. I have never seen anything like this.
Yeah, typically Watkins Glen, and I'm not trying to say anything negative about the other drivers in the race, but typically Watkins Glen is the easier of the road courses, so usually you do see a little bit closer competition. And to see in 5 or 6 laps to already
have a battle going on for seconds. Sorry to cut you off, Corey, but coming out of the S's, Colin Fern is to the left of Matthew Bell. Both drivers getting a little bit loose.
They're going to be side by side heading towards the bus stop now. Who's going to give way? It looks like Bell's going to give way to the 90 machine. And now lurking right behind Bell's the 80 machine of Adams.
Colin went off in the grass a little bit.
Jacob Adams is a chase driver, as you can see on the ticker by his in the playoffs. You can tell by his ticker, by his number plate, and by the asterisk.
Oh, Fern's off in the grass. Just
what a save!
Down the back straightaway.
It's really loose. Matthew Bell takes a position back, and now Adams takes a position away from him. Oh no! Good save though by him. Fern gonna have to grab those positions back now. We know he has a quick race car.
And the 90 will come to pit lane. And that's a very surprising call. He doesn't, I mean, he might have lit up the tires there, heated up a little bit, but no damage. So interesting call to pit there.
Well, how long do we think they can go on fuel? With the 54% fuel limit.
I mean, typically, I want to say it's about 25 to 30 laps. Yeah. So, I mean, the stage, I wasn't under any kind of impression that the stage would be a hard goal to achieve, but maybe it is.
It could be with the 54% fuel limit.
So maybe that's a call. We'll have to see what Bresci does, but with the lead Bresci has, I think he can just, I mean, he could just do whatever he wants, probably get away with it. He's already out to a 12-second lead here on lap number 7, taking lap number 8.
He'll probably be able to make a pit stop and still, if he comes down when the stage is, well, the stage ends, he probably could still win the stage.
Yeah, he's done that. He's done that on both of the road courses we've seen. He did that at Sonoma, and he did that at Road America. But I'll tell you, the 8 of Jacob Adams is not backing off the back bumper of the 95 of Bell. Has come down the front straightaway. He's within about maybe 3/4 of a second. So that's a gap that is very achievable to close on. And just to bring up the lap tracker last time by, Bresci with a 16.7. Matthew Bell with an 18.1, so that is 1.4 seconds faster for that number 24 machine.
Chris Wright and Brian Pratt are still racing each other, but now for 6th and 7th.
And it's something I didn't want to bring up, but it's kind of coming to our attention here. There's a lot of people that are not happy with this race being in the playoffs, and we understand that, but just remember, from the broadcast perspective, we have no control over that. So just, if you have any issues with the league, just please refer it to the league. Just please do not spam our chat with that negativity. Just please ask that respectfully out of everybody.
We try to keep things as friendly as possible on this channel, and yeah, that's one thing we do not like to tolerate here, guys, so try to keep it fun.
.48 machine of Chris Wright getting to the back bumper of Nick Massey here as we get to turn 1 into the S's right now. You can see that heavy damage on the 20 of Massey, but still not really driving too shabby there. He's still hanging on to the top 5. Down the back straightaway into the chicane, the bus stop. You can see here, doing the best he can. I'll tell you guys, I'm extremely amazed that he is able to run how he's running with that kind of damage.
Yeah, it looks like it might be. I don't know if it's hurting him on the straight. Oh, he's getting loose out of the carousel. That should give the 14 or the 48 the position.
Yeah, Nick Massey giving up that position right there. Isn't Nick Massey normally in the 48?
That is the case.
He is.
I know he's in the 20 tonight.
And who's in the 20 usually? Do we even...
Zimmer.
Zimmer.
Kyle Zimmer.
Replacement
And
drivers.
Zimmer's not here tonight.
Oh, Chris Wright.
48, taking a wild ride to the grass there over the curb. He manages to save it, I think. He gets it straightened out. He's going to lose a couple positions.
This is a very slick track here for these drivers here tonight. You can see every driver really having trouble keeping that thing straight and getting that wheel spin off corner exit. But the 48 does keep going. He may have upset those tires, but he will carry on with no damage. Joshua Adams in the 88 is doing his best to fend off Khalil Holmes in the 33. Into the grass there, that may give the 88 a slowdown penalty for cutting the course. I know that I've had that happen to me numerous times. We'll see if he does have to check up.
You get pretty loose out at the carousel, and that's going to give the 33 a pretty good run down the back straightaway.
They come through turn number 10 into turn number 11. Again, you can see the heavy right front damage from the 88 machine. Remember, he had some pretty serious contact out of the carousel one of these prior laps. And nothing doing there, but just to, we didn't forget the leader. Thomas Bresci out to a 16-second lead. And we are on lap number 11. You can just do the math here of how much faster he is. Last time by 1.2 seconds faster. So there may be a battle shaping up for the 5th position between Massey and LaPrade. This is for, as we said, 5th. As here comes LaPrade to the inside in turn number 10. Massey's not going to give up, though. They're going to stay side by side. But nope, here comes Massey. He will concede to move Briar LaPrade into the 5th position, rather. And 4th is another playoff driver. I know Evan will kill me on that. Tyler Hensley is in the 4th position, trying to close on the 3 of Jacob Adams. So the only driver in the top 5 not in the playoffs is the 95 of Bell.
Yeah, and Bell's doing a pretty nice job hanging on to second. Jacob Adams is trying to get to his back bumper.
Yeah, a little bit of work left to do, but I do think Adams is the faster driver. But remember, you have to keep consistent. You can't run the driver's line ahead of you. You have to run your own line and just get into a rhythm. And when you do that, usually good things happen. Trying to find some other battles on the track right now, but the closest battle on the track really is the one for the second and third position, so we'll kind of focus on that between Bell and Adams. See Bell driving it a lot deeper into these turns, and as we all know, a lot of times that will be slower on corner exit, but I think it actually worked for Adams.
Adams is getting a better run through the S's. Gained a lot through there, and now down the back straightaway.
Into bus stop chicane, and it looks like Adams is a lot more confident on the brakes, was able to drive in a lot deeper. Come into carousel. Both hugging the rate on the inside curve. You can see the run the 8 got, but a little bit loose, so that'll negate everything he worked for.
Coming to what should be 2 to go for this stage. Then everyone will get another shot at Bressie.
Remember, we'll have a caution for this stage. That's something that we don't see in the league, but for the road courses, we will see it.
I don't know if they'll have a shot at him, but
he could get a penalty. I believe he did that at Road America.
Yeah.
He got a penalty. He'd probably be back to the lead within 2 laps at the pace he's running right now. He might want to start at the back just to have something to do. Actually, I don't think he'd do that, but I think it has to be running through his mind. Closest battle on track is still LaPrade and Massey. As we had known, LaPrade did pull away, did pass Massey not too long ago, but he's not really pulling away too much. But Bressie has taken lap number 15, so on his next time around the speedway, the raceway rather, he will complete stage 1 and get the bonus point affiliated with that. And then we will have the competition yellow.
Looks like Jacob Adams has now dropped off the back bumper of Matthew Bell.
Tyler Hensley has actually managed to cut the gap on Adams. I mean, he's not going to get there in this next lap, but something for the next stage. You may be able to see Hensley work his way a little bit higher into the field, as he's not too far off the second position at the same time. Bressie is coming through the back straightaway, navigating his way into the left-hander. That is turn number 10. Gets himself back into position for the final right-hander. It's that apex, and he does the Thomas Bressie move and heads to pit lane. Given that his stall is after the start-finish line with the massive lead he has, he should have no problem taking the checkers for the stage on pit lane. And there it is. Bressie.
Yeah, we saw that one coming as well, so
10th place. We do get the caution, I believe, when 10th place crosses the line, if I'm correct in that statement.
That is correct.
So Khalil Holmes, he actually has actually, he's trying to close on Joshua Adams, but he's not going to get there as Khalil comes off the final turn, and we should get the caution relatively closely. Soonly, quickly.
Relatively
whatever
closely.
What that is, yeah.
And there it is. Caution has come out, so we will have to find the pace car on the racetrack. See who technically the leader will be.
Looks like it will be Jacob Adams, I think.
Because where Bressie already pitted, he did lead lap number 15, but
It will cycle back around to him once everyone else pits.
Tyler Hens second at the moment, but obviously these drivers do need to pit.
Caution flag on the speedway now.
It has been for a lap.
I was just trying to start conversation. For some reason, I'm taking these long pauses in between every couple of words.
Emphasis.
Emphasis. I like emphasis.
All right, the roof pace car. We have now caught that in the S's, and Jacob Adams is behind it, along with, as we said, second place Tyler Hensley. But we do have 3 drivers that have yet. Actually, let me scratch that thought. Thomas Bressie is in 4th, but he obviously just pitted, so everybody else, really with the exception of Nick Massey and Ryan Hartz, and who do we have? Matthew Bell already pitted, and Cole Borgstad already pitted. Actually, Borgstad's out of the race with damage at the moment. Pretty much everybody has to pit with the exception of 2 to 3 drivers. And one thing we never really got confirmation of is what the fuel mileage situation is.
Well, we know they can go at least 15 laps, but that's all we know.
If they can go 20, this could be the last pit stop of the race. But given that Bressie pitted early and didn't try to stretch it, I'd have to imagine that 20 is not possible. Which would insinuate we have one more stop, which may or may not throw some element of strategy into it. I really don't think it's going to take Bressie out of the inner circle, but it could affect some other positions.
And Ryan Hartz and Cole Borgstad have gone behind the wall. They are done.
Here comes everybody on the pit road. That is not Thomas Bressie, so actually the entire field. Remember, we did see this at Sonoma, and the tire drop-off did actually make it a race when it wouldn't have, but I don't think that's going to happen tonight. Bressie just pitted. He doesn't have any wear on his tires, so we will take this opportunity to go to a side-by-side break. We will be back with you for the restart, so stay with us here on PTR TV.
Red Bull GRCs are now available on iRacing. I personally put my blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, developing the cars, the tracks, the dirt, making sure it is authentic as possible, and I really think you guys are going to love it. The best part is that this 600 horsepower Volkswagen Beetle is free to all members. So get signed up now and come race me online.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PTR TV. These guys stacked up, doubled up, ready for the restart here for the beginning of stage 2. And yeah, we saw Thomas Bressi pulling away onto the last start and gaining a lot of time on these drivers. And now he'll have fresh tires. Everybody will have fresh tires here. So I kind of come to expect Thomas Bressi to pull away again and a little bit of more close racing through the field.
We'll find that together, and we also have special guest in the booth, Ryan Hartz, who has exited this race already, but he will join us here in the booth for the remainder of the race, so we'll talk to him once we go back green. But here we come off of turn number 11. Bressi on the inside. We'll get this underway. Take it away, Evan.
Waiting for the pace car to pull into pit road. It does now just waiting on Bressi on throttle, and he does. We're back underway here at Watkins, Glen.
Thomas Bressi with a whole shot down here into turn number 1. Matthew Bell, they're going to be 3 wide going down through turn number 1. The 90 machine tries to back out. He puts it through the grass. He's going to lose a ton of positions off the restart. They were going to be 3 wide, almost 4 wide, heading down into turn number 1. 2 cars backed out of it. Put the 90 car through the grass. Now they're going to be 2 wide through the S's.
And now Tyler Hensley took advantage of that. He's in the 4th spot. He's trying to do his best to get to the back bumper. And we have
car through the grass.
Chris Wright got loose off of the S's there, hit the wall in the back straightaway in contact with the double zero.
Just hit him. There is no way that wasn't intentional.
That was Nick Olson. Nick Olson is off in the kitty litter. In the kitty litter in the bus stop right now.
What is going on?
Not too sure about all that, but everyone has single filed out for the moment now.
Nick Olson just turned down across his nose going down the straightaway and then wrecked himself going down to the bus stop.
Side by side, Khalil Holmes got by Rusty Capel. That is a battle that has seized for the 8th position right now. Pretty tight racing here for about, what is it, about the 6th to 10th position on the racetrack right now. Aaron Labosco, haven't talked about him too much tonight in the 54 machine. He is under fire from Chris Wright, who just had those issues on the coming out of the S's. Joshua Adams having some trouble off turn 1 there, got pretty loose. He's in the clutches of Patrick McLaren. Those extremely damaged cars back there for, what's that, 12th and 13th.
And Josh Adams still has some damage on his race machine himself there from earlier contact with wall, but yeah, looks like he's still able to hold pretty good pace. Tyler Hensley took a quick spill to the grass. He's got it straight though.
Jacob Adams in the 8 machine is starting to make some progress towards Matthew Bell yet again. He had it to about a quarter of a second, but Bell got a pretty good run off the carousel into turn number 10, pulls away just by a little bit, but that is still a battle on the racetrack. Oops.
Oh, one car down through the grass behind them.
That's Colin Fern again.
Colin Fern really fast, but the consistency just doesn't seem to be there right now. He maybe trying to push the car a little bit too hard. Cannot catch these guys when he keeps moving through the grass.
He got hit by Briar LaPrade in the braking zone there.
Oh, wow.
That just got him sideways. That was entirely the 14 LaPrade having some, well, just different braking zones there. So, but we carry on, and I'll tell you, the 8 is seeming to be pretty good through the S's, but here comes the 95 to stretch it back out again. We have LaPrade trying his best to get to Hensley now. I wonder if Hensley's going to be a little timid if he saw what happened to...
And Adams is in the grass. Keeps it going, just took a little trip.
2 Adams in the race, Evan.
Jacob Adams.
There we go. I was going to say, I got a 50-50 shot to get it, but...
I don't know if you guys noticed, but this race is really, really short and not really a lot of time to make a lot of positions, so you gotta position yourself correctly in a short amount of time.
Wright just turned Nick Olson.
Oh,
he just dumped him.
There's a lot of conflict going on between those two drivers right now. Nick Olson, we saw the swipe across the nose.
He hit him 3 times.
On board with the 48.
He tried, and then down to the corner turned Olson. There's going to be a fight down between those two drivers, I'm sure.
I think Olson was one of
almost another car involved in that too.
Yeah, you'd think Olson was one of Taylor Swift's exes because he just got dumped multiple times. So heated tempers. You'd think we were at Martinsville still on Friday night with the bumper action and the heated tempers we're seeing here tonight, but we are on the road course here, so playoffs are underway, but a lot of these battles and issues are not even playoff drivers.
Yeah, I think, you know, Watkins Glen Speedway, it's a road course, but these guys, the tempers flare just as much as they would on a short track. And, you know, the patience is being, you know, kind of worn by every driver out on the racetrack right now. And when the patience gets that thin, you know, tempers will snap, and these drivers are really showing it. As
Ryan alluded to, this is a short race. This race, as Joshua Adams takes a spot away from Capel, this race under green flag conditions is less than an hour. So there's not a lot of race time here. There's not a lot of pit strategy. There's not a lot of opportunity to make something happen or gain any time if you have a mistake. So if you see an opportunity, you kind of have to go for it right while it's there the first time.
So like Chris Wright and Nick Olson are being called to the hauler after the race.
Yeah, a lot of conflict going on between those two drivers tonight, so league officials going to have a little bit of word with that.
Oof.
Tell you, we keep talking about the battle for second and third, and it seems like it's a battle in progress that never actually seems to happen. I do believe Jacob Adams is faster, but I think he's faster in all the wrong places and just can't make anything with it. '95 went a little wide there as they exited the bus stop into the carousel, and I think 95 is usually faster through the carousel. Proves that point correctly as he pulls away down the, I keep calling it the back straightaway, but other straightaway for reference, I guess. I don't know what to call it. .16 laps to go in the race, and this is round 1 of the playoffs. Next week we will be at Dover International Speedway for 140 laps. I bet a lot of drivers are looking forward to heading there to the Monster Mile, and then the last race of this round of the playoffs will be at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in 2 weeks. So those that have a bad week this week, they may have the opportunity to regain that lost ground the next couple weeks.
Bresley's only out to about a 7-second lead, and kind of thought you have more than that by now.
I'm gonna say, isn't it a little awkward saying only a 7-second lead?
I was about to say.
A little bit.
Now let's just, while we have the opportunity to, let's just kind of go on board here with that number 24 machine, see how he is navigating this Watkins Glen Raceway. Comes through turn number 11. Down the front straightaway here, shifts it to 4th gear. Right about at the start-finish line. Hard on the brakes for turn number 1. Oh, Evan, thank you for that call. I apologize. Bressy's on the back straightaway here. I was watching a replay. Dookie mistake.
Oh, Corey, what are we going to do with you?
Yeah, you're talking about it coming out of turn number 11 as he's going into 1.
Hey, well, everybody that was watching the stream saw what I was saying, so it wasn't inaccurate. That kind of ruined that moment there. Apologies for that. Hey, it is a pretty, I don't want to say not intense race, but kind of keeps me off my game a little bit, so I apologize for that. But laps tick away, 14 to go. As Bressy hits the stripe, and the closest battle on the track that we can see is 90 in the 14, the Pratt and Fern.
Which didn't LaPrade get into Fern a little bit earlier in the race?
Yes, he did, and that was entering turn number 10, so I think Fern, he dives it.
Fern's going around.
Yeah, there he goes.
Around, oh, into the tire barrier off turn number 1. Won't cause a yellow. I wonder if he was just trying to gain some time and maybe retaliate there, but itself out in the process of it.
So
One thing I want to point out, Chris Wright and Nick Olson are right next to each other.
So it looks like Colin Fern going to park it. But yeah, Chris Wright right back up there again.
00 goes really wide off turn number 1. Now 48 side by side as they go through the S's, and this is a very difficult part of the track to do so.
Almost contacts there.
48
there was a little bit.
Warning. 48 gets really loose. They had been given a warning already by league officials. One thing, another quick thing, Colin Fern has took his car behind the wall. He is done for the night. But yeah, these two drivers have been giving a warning by league officials, so if anything further happens, they likely will be parked.
I just want to know what started all this.
I don't even know what started all this. The first thing I saw was Olsen swiping the nose of Chris Wright.
Which you wouldn't just do that randomly.
Yeah, Chris Wright catching him with a big head of steam here. Looks like Olsen not going to let him go. I thought he was going to let him go, but no, not that easy.
They have the number 20 machine of Nick Massey behind them, who is on the lead lap, so I mean, they don't want...
He's coming to pit road.
Got Massey on pit lane. And as we said, we do know we have to imagine everyone's going to need a pit stop to make it to the end of the race, rather.
Most likely.
I'll tell you, there is a battle for 4th and 5th as LaPrade is getting very close to the back of Hensley.
Olsen was warned if he does anything else, he will be parked.
We are getting information from the chat here on PTR that the rivalry between Chris and Olsen started last week at Martinsville. Looks like tempers carrying over to the following week here at the Glen.
Interesting. So it wasn't even this series that it happened in. Because if it was at Martinsville, it would have been the Cup Series. So that's interesting.
The question, there's a 12-second gap between the 24 and the 95 right now. And we know that there's going to be a set of pit stops. I really can't see any circumstance other than a speeding penalty that will take that away. Bresci really has no pressure at all. Strategy, he can do whatever he wants to get away with it. And it looks like Jacob Adams in the 8, this is the first time he's really taken a look under the 95. He took a look in the carousel, but nothing doing.
Oh,
there he goes.
Adams into the wall, Jacob Adams.
Oh, no.
Looks like he got in the grass out of the carousel.
And just as he finally had the opportunity he was waiting for, race just ended in the flash of an eye.
Oh, the 48 and the 00 get together again. Almost collected Walker Thomas. Are you kidding me?
Go back on replay.
That didn't even look intentional.
It wasn't. Chris Wright got loose.
Oh, yeah, that was just purely
coincidental. I don't know why they were trying to go 2 wide through the bus stop, but...
And Thomas missed that by a paper's width there.
Wow, yeah, they both got into the curb there, and... Well, that's what you get when you go 2 wide to the bus stop. Walker Thomas just missed that. Wow.
It'll be 10 to go for number 24 of Thomas Bresci. We wonder when he's going to come to pit road. His lead, as reference, is now up to a hair over 13 seconds over Matthew Bell. Now that Bell can kind of breathe easy because his competition is no longer going after him after that spill by the number 8. Adams is now back in the 6th position right now.
But he is still running.
Given how that car looks compared to other cars on the track, I mean, it's not too bad. Biggest mover of the race so far since the beginning is Khalil Holmes. He's up 10 spots from his starting position. He's now running in the 5th position right now, so a good run for him. Briar LaPrade has moved up quite a few spots, as has the 54 machine of Baron Labosco. And I think a lot of that has to do with attrition. We've seen so many drivers have some incidents here tonight. And if they haven't dropped out of the race, they have at the very least fallen all the way to the back.
So yeah, well, we had what, 19 drivers start this race tonight, and yeah, there's been a lot of action, and it seems like it's all happening further back in the pack.
And the action isn't so much the action that we normally expect with maybe aggressive and good side-by-side hard racing. It's mainly been tempers and who's going to retaliate and how are they going to do it.
Nick Olson has gone behind the wall. He is done. And Tyler Hensley has caught Matthew Bell for second.
Yeah, he has, and this is going to be the battle for second place. Tyler Hensley is catching Matthew Bell slowly but surely.
Let's stop here. Looks like both drivers pretty smooth on the brakes. And as they exit that turn, the 95 got a little bit of a gap. Briar LaPrade not too far behind this battle. If they start going at it, that might pull the 14 into it and have a three-way battle for second. .95 has pulled away. Thomas Bresci in the pits.
Bresci making his scheduled stop.
That will give the lead to Matthew Bell at the moment. Bell has not led a lap, neither has Hensley, so I wonder if drivers will stay out just for that sole purpose, but they'd have to stay out another lap in addition. Gil Holmes also on pit road in the number 33 machine. A little bit shaky on the brakes there was Bell entering the bus stop. No harm really from it, but of note, as the 14 of LaPrade has gotten to Tyler Hensley's back bumper. As reference, guys, so Bresci is now exiting the bus stop. Briar LaPrade, who has not pitted, is only about a straightaway ahead of him. That just shows how big of a lead Bresci had and how little time he actually lost on his stop. As the 95 comes to pit lane.
Bresci is exiting the final corner already.
Yeah, so it's going to have a pretty good gap on Matthew Bell, who's not even made it to his stall yet.
Remember, Bell was in the second position as Bresci is already passing him. All of this is just going to be lead in the back pocket for Bresci.
I think he's going to have at least like a 14-second lead. I think he was 13 seconds when he entered the pits.
Now, Bell has just now exited the pits, enters turn number 2, headed up the hill. And Bresci is now exiting the S's, so that's going to be for him. As Hensley has the 14, as we said, LaPrade. That is going to be a battle, but we have to wonder what lap these drivers are going to pit. Bresci is only about 13 seconds behind these two, so really there's nothing they can do strategy-wise to try to pull anything off, because Bresci just, yeah, they both come down pit lane. Nothing they can do strategy-wise. Bresci will retain the lead once the cycle comes through. Here comes Bresci off 11 down the front straightaway, and 24 back to the lead. But Hensley did lead the lap, so that, Brian, can you confirm that you do get a point for leading the lap in this league?
Correct, yes you do.
That is 1 point for the 5. That may come into play later in the playoffs or later in the round, so good for him that he did achieve that.
Now Bresci does have about a 14-second lead.
Good guess by Ryan there. Pretty sure you said a 14-second lead.
Yeah, about a 14-second, my estimate. Looks like the only two drivers not in...
Oh, Bell just ground to the wall. Out of the S's.
Yeah, Bell scraped the wall just a little bit there.
So now LaPrade will be in second.
Aaron Labasco right to his back bumper, but Labasco has yet to come to pit lane. Tyler Hensley lost a good bit of time on that stop as he was in battle with LaPrade, but Hensley is now quite a bit ways back. LaPrade is coming out of the carousel, and Hensley is still through the carousel.
Five to go?
Yes, 5 to go now for Thomas Bresci.
17 seconds for the number 24.
If a caution comes out, that'll end it. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Caution,
I believe it will.
a caution came out now. I think road courses do have abbreviated yellows. I do think we would go green, but maybe for a lap. But that would have to cause a multiple car wreck, which, I mean, spread out as we are, I really don't see that physically being able to happen. So Bresci just has to run a smooth, consistent pace as he has done all night, and this will be his night. Bosco has just now finally aimed for his pit stop. The lap time graphic to see on in terms of that category, but We'll have to wait for stops to cycle through on the scoring loop to get accurate data for that. Curious if the fourth position of Hensley will be able to get to Matthew Bell. Last time by, Hensley is faster than these drivers, but I just don't know if he has enough time to do it. Now we can show the lap times. Bresci, nearly 2 seconds faster than the 14 of LaPrade. And I'll tell you, Tyler Hensley ran almost an identical lap to Bresci last time by.
Got about a 19-second lead over second place.
I wonder if Hensley found something or found a groove, but he found it way too late. But that 5 machine is moving as he has caught Matthew Bell.
But he got in the grass a little bit there, so he might get a slowdown penalty.
What happens here, he takes a wider arc on the entry of the carousel, maybe trying to get that to set him up for corner exit, and that did work. Bresci gonna dive in the braking zone, takes a look to the outside, takes a look to the inside as they enter the braking zone. We'll get back in line.
So we got a pretty good run out of turn number 10 and into 11.
Thought he was gonna go.
Man.
Hensley got
Hensley,
really loose.
Really loose, almost clips the barriers there.
How did he not hit?
Oh my!
We're gonna have to go on board here and watch that.
I can't believe he missed those.
He was going for the crossover there, high on the 95, and then maybe gotta get the run on the exit, but that was a very dangerous situation, but he will not lose any positions. He'll just lose a lot of time. And I'll tell you, someone who's moved into the top 5 that we haven't talked about all race, Casey Shu. Top 5 right now. Good salvage race for Shu, kind of hanging on there through the attrition, getting a pretty good run here if he can hold on to it.
And he is a playoff driver as well.
There's only about 2 cars in this race as Bell really loose off the carousel. I saw Hensley still loose off the carousel. There's only about maybe 2 or 3 cars in this field that do not look like they just left Bowman Gray Stadium. Thomas Bresci and I believe it was Tyler Hensley. Tyler Hensley, I don't really see a scratch on that machine either.
There almost was.
Other than that, as I said, I feel like we've had a demolition derby with the contact these drivers have had, but 2 to go, so you know what that means. Or what that's called.
What does that mean?
Popsicle sticks?
Popsicle sticks.
There we go.
Yes.
I don't know why I can't seem to remember that. Popsicle sticks in the
Corey
air.
did it.
2 to go here at Watkins Glen International as Bresci is just about to take the white flag, actually. He's already on the other straightaway.
This is the back straightaway.
The back straightaway comes through turn number 10. And Thomas Bresci in the number 24 machine will take the white flag lap here. There it is, 2.45 miles left around Watkins Glen International for Thomas Bresci, who has led just about every single lap tonight. He's led 36. He'll have led 37 laps if he can come around one more time in a uncontested just battle, well, just sheer dominance. I mean, that's kind of an understatement for what this race has been.
And with Road America, he dominated that race too.
Hardline Racing Lead Road Course King comes through the bus stop here for what is the final time tonight for round 1, race 1 of the playoffs in the Contender Series. Comes through the carousel for the final time, and it's just about over.
Coming down the back straightaway now.
Thomas Bresci all night has dominated this race. He's hit his marks pretty much all night here, and unbelievable the amount of race he's led, and by the amount he's led by, but winning race 1 of the Contender Series playoffs, the 24 machine, Thomas Bressi.
Got a pretty good battle going on for 8th, though. They're going through the S's.
And remember, this is all the way back in the S's. They are just starting their white flag lap. They still have quite the distance around this speedway, but this is a battle. The bus stop right here. Adams is doing the best he can. Joshua Adams to hang on to that 8th position. Nick Massey
in the grass.
Adams goes through the grass.
Massey looks to the outside here, trying to get a little bit of a crossover. Baron Labasco. This is all these battles are for position. All these drivers are on the lead lap. Down the straightaway, Massey is almost bump drafting.
Right on the back bumper of Adams now, heading down into the corner.
Into the final turn, will he use the bumper?
Will he drive it in
Labasco.
deep? Labasco dives underneath him. He doesn't have a chance to make a move. They're going to be side by side. Labasco hard into the barrier.
I don't know if Labasco will be able to finish. He's
No,
at least going to lose 10th.
Labasco will not be able to finish.
Get that thing in reverse.
No, he's spun out.
He's stuck.
Hard contact into the barrier there from Labasco. He's stuck down there in the guardrail. Oh, no.
So Thomas Bressi in the 24, tonight's winner here, and I think we will do our best if we can to spare you the commercial. See if we can get right to the post-race show. Our top 3 tonight: Bressi, LaPrade, and Hensley.
I thought Matthew Bell finished 3rd. Am I wrong?
He got wrecked by Tyler
Really?
Hensley coming to the checkered.
You're kidding.
No, I am not.
We now have to try to do our
Yes.
best to find that, because we did not catch that.
Heading down the front straightaway, Bell.
Turn 11.
Actually, I think Bell came across the nose of
Oh,
Hensley.
there, we just about had
Bell
it.
came across, but Hensley got loose as well.
Yeah,
If Hensley didn't get loose, they would have been fine.
Hensley is apologizing for that whole thing. Tyler Hensley got turned into the wall himself.
Yeah, they're coming. We're watching it on replay right now. We are on board with Hensley as they come down the final straightaway, what have you, whatever we want to call it. Hard into the braking zone for turn 10. Gets right to the back bumper of Bell. Takes a look to the outside. Got side by side with him for just a split second. And contact to the left rear. And they both struggled their way to the line, but Hensley was the one to get it. So
Crazy finish.
while that's going on, we will bring Tyler Hensley into the booth, and why not let Ryan Hart's league driver, let's see, have you interview Tyler Hensley.
Tyler Hensley, got a copy?
Yes.
All right, man. Well, coming into the final lap, you crossed the line 4th, but you came across the line for the checkered in 3rd. Explain your race.
You know, honestly, my race was really uneventful. Just out there trying to make laps. I pretty much knew going in that TB was going to have the fastest car, or Thomas. So I really didn't think I had anything as far as that was concerned. And as far as the last lap is concerned, I don't think I did anything wrong there. We're coming to the checkered. He took a defensive line, and I took the line that was left, and maybe I got loose, and just we met at the wrong time. I mean, there's not much more to it.
And you mentioned that you got loose off the final corner. I did notice that this setup wasn't really the best in the corners. Enjoy the setup, or was it kind of a hard setup to handle?
It was, don't get me wrong, it was fun, but it was super difficult to handle. You had to be like so far beyond careful. It wasn't even funny. Like, there was absolutely, you go back a year ago in these cars and you're matting the gas everywhere. Tonight it is a lot of half, quarter, three-quarter throttle, very, very seldom you're actually full throttle.
All right, man. Looks like you come in first race of the playoffs and third place finish, and that's going to give you a good run to this first round. So congrats to you on this third place finish, man.
Thank you, guys. Congrats to TV on the win. Again, I want to apologize to Matt. I know he's really upset with me at the moment, but he knows I've raced him before. I've raced him clean. Definitely had no ill intent there. I did want to get around him, don't get me wrong, but I didn't want to have an accident.
All right, so that was the third place interview done by league driver Ryan Hartz. Did a good job on that, man. So now Evan, actually, you know what? I'll take it. I always do second place, so let's talk to Briar LaPrade.
PTR TV booth, got a copy.
All right, we got you loud and clear, Ryan. Briar, I'll get the names right eventually. So it seems like the general consensus tonight was that TB was going to walk away with it, which he did. So was that your mindset, and what did you think you had on the table for tonight's race?
Yeah, I said at lap 1 going through the carousel, I said good win, Thomas, because we all know he's going to win it, or he's going to win the next road course race, so you might as well not even broadcast that one. Save some money there. But yeah, I don't understand the point there with 2 road courses in the chase. Should hopefully be fixed next season. But yeah, it was a race for second place, and I won that race. Happy about that. But yeah, just slick track tonight. Really fun road course racing, of course.
Yeah, talk to Tabor. We've been having the Corey Silva wants to race the road course race campaign. It hasn't worked quite yet, but if you want to fight for that, it could help me out. But so you knew that going in that you were going to have a struggle for obviously the win, but we also heard Ryan Hartz talk to who is that, Tyler Hensley, about the setup here. Talk about how it was on the throttle here, especially off corner exit. We saw drivers getting sideways all over the place.
Yeah, it's probably the setup, knowing iRacing and Steve Myers having some kind of mental disability. But yeah, you kept getting slick and loose off the corners when you get on the gas, which makes no sense. It shouldn't be that slick. Yeah, I just don't know. It's ridiculous.
Well, you did the best you could there. You obviously finished second, so you kind of won the race of everybody else, if you will. So who do you want to give your shout-outs to tonight?
Here for the meme squad: Cole Bagunia, Gunther Datson, Trevor Elam, Travis Campbell, Dylan McNichol, who apparently got banned in your chat tonight. Congratulations to them. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Honorable mention, ADF.
All right, thanks again, Briar. Congrats on the second, and we'll talk to you next week probably at Dover. All right, and now Brandon Krutz will talk to tonight's winner, Thomas Bressie in the 24.
Well, he's out of the race car now. Your winner here tonight at Watkins Glen International Raceway, Thomas Bressie. Thomas, you walked away with this thing tonight. Man, how do you feel?
It's awesome. Certainly a lot better to win a race this way than the last time I won a road course that was a little bit more chaotic. But yeah, had a good car and had to really be patient with it. The setup was a bit of a handful, but just tried to stick with it all night and was able to seal the deal.
Well, that you did. Do you have any run-ins with anybody tonight? You know, any ups and downs? Obviously, you were out in front of this thing pretty much the whole time. We saw a little bit of your strategy there with pit stops at the end of the stage. Just, you know, tell us a little bit more about what went on tonight.
Yeah, I was thinking just kind of the same that's happened with some of the past road course races, just pit in when the stage is ending. I know there's no rule for that this year. I think that's going to change next year, though. But tried to do that, and then when I saw that no one else did, and I realized kind of as the stage was ending that it might be close trying to make it, if depending when we went back green, to make it to the end of the race. So I was kind of second guessing myself after I did it. I was like, well, they might try and stretch it to the end because fortunately a lot of those guys pitted there, but I really thought some of those guys, because they had like 14 seconds or something on me towards the end, and I thought maybe they would just try and save it because they had a ton of room, but fortunately they all came in and that kind of worked out. But otherwise it was fortunately it was a pretty clean race this time around.
Absolutely it was. And yeah, you come home with a win here tonight here at Watkins Glen. Have anybody that you'd like to thank or give a shout out to?
Yeah, as always, just want to give a shout out to my JT Motorsports teammates. Tyler Hensley coming away with a podium, and Casey Shue especially. He had a rough start to the evening, had some front end damage, and almost blew the motor trying to make it to the stage, and fought back for a top 5. So tip my hat, of course, to him. Of course, to you guys as well as always for doing the broadcast, and everyone who tuned in. Hope you enjoyed the race, and of course, Cody Tabor for everything that he does to put the league on and allow us to have fun like this.
Awesome, Thomas, your winner here tonight at Watkins Glen International Raceway, the driver of the 24 machine, Thomas Bresci.
All right, so that is your post-race interviews here tonight. So let's wrap up coverage with the final results here from Watkins Glen. Thomas Bresci is your winner. Briar LaPrade finishing second. Tyler Hensley in third. Then rounding out the top 10, Matthew Bell, Casey Shue, Khalil Holmes, Jacob Adams, Joshua Adams, Nick Massey, and Rusty Capel.
And Walker Thomas finishing 11th, Brandon Labasco in 12th, Patrick McCorn in 13th, Chris Wright in 14th. And then rounding out the field is Nick Olson, Colin Fern, Ryan Hartz, Cole Borgstadt, Cody Tabor, and then Cole Lagunia, who did not start this race.
So that is your finishing results here. Quick shout out to our channel sponsors, as always, Air Movement Fabrications. Air Movement Fabrications is a family-run business established in 2012 with over 25 years of experience in the ventilation industry. We offer a wide range of services. This includes ducting, ventilation, extraction, and canopies. If you're in the Nottingham, UK area, Air Movement Fabrications is the ventilation service to trust. Also, Krutz Custom Graphics, custom racing shirts, hero cards, paint schemes, and much more. From local racers to big race teams, we've got your back. Based out of upstate New York, Krutz Custom Graphics is the motorsports design specialist. Also, iBog iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics, custom graphics, coding, and theme design for iRacing's 2 main overlay systems, ATVO and IRTVO. If you're a broadcast company looking to make your channels shine, talk to Jason Allison with iBog iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics. Also, be sure to check out our Patreon to keep broadcast quality high and to cost low for league owners. We need a little help from the fans. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/PTRTV. If you become a Patreon, you'll get rewards that vary depending on how much you donate. Become a Patreon at patreon.com/PTRTV, and I believe Corey has our shoutouts.
Yeah, we want to thank Ryan Hartz, who's in the booth here tonight with us, and his father's company, Hartz Corporation. Then we also have Cody Tabor, one of the league admin in this league, and then we have Michael who's always in our chat, as well as Chuck Sweeting. We want to thank all of them who have helped contributed thus far. And if you want to help us out, as Brandon said, patreon.com/PTRTV. That's another broadcast here on PTR TV. We brought you the Hardline Contender Series. We'll bring you the Hardline Cup Series on Friday night from this very same circuit at Watkins Glen. Stay tuned for that. And also like and subscribe. A full series worth of content here on PTR TV. New leagues that are coming up soon, so stay tuned for those. Signing out at the booth is Corey Silva, Evan Black, Brandon Krutz, and Ryan Hartz tonight. Have a great night, and we'll catch you next time.
Have a great night.
Catch you next time.